The Holyoke Redevelopment Authority is seeking proposals from qualified developers for the purchase and development of the Armory on Sargent Street. That's just one of the stops we're making as Western Mass News goes town by town. That building was constructed for the National Guard back in 1907 and is eligible for listing on the National Register of Historic Places. In 2016, the rear portion of the building collapsed, and the city demolished the collapsed section of the building and shored up the front of the structure, which is the most architecturally significant. Today, the historic facade is intact, and the remaining structure consists of 2 stories and a basement area. Volunteers from Slope to Shore Team 413 visited Square One's Tommy Johnson Child and Family Center in Springfield to read about llamas with the preschool children at that center. And joining them outside for a visit was Cici the llama, of course. Now to our last stop, Easthampton, where 50 Aero Gallery has an upcoming exhibition titled Women of the Antebellum. The exhibit will explore the remarkable women who shaped the history of our country during the antebellum era. When we come back, Jenna has one last look at our first alert forecast.